Hey, what's happening?
What's up, everybody? We're back. We're at Conquest Weekly. It's Rahul and Christian. Say hi, Christian.
Hey.
And Andy. Say hi, Andy. And we.
Hi, Andy.
And Wee's
Yeah,
back.
you're up.
Wee's back after a week of hiatus. Everybody's good with the family, Wee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fun of sleep training is still ongoing, but last week was really bad. So, Christian, help me out, man. Tell me how to sleep train this kid. You have like 8 or something.
I got like three kids, 4 kids.
Hey, here comes Bulldog Hammer.
Yeah.
Always with us every week.
Uh-oh.
All right, so how was everyone's week this week?
It's been good, man. It's been good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been okay.
You guys all ready for Christmas?
No.
No.
Came early for me. Came early.
Well, Andy's big Christmas present. We saw that one, Andy. We saw that special Christmas present of yours.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, my gaming table.
Oh, okay. Gaming table. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what we want.
And I started painting. Up, and if you can see this, there's my flag bearer. Can't see it. Anyway, it's more like a pale scheme I'm going for.
Oh.
All right.
Pale as in white, as in just white, Andy. What is this?
Well, it's celestial gray, and then basically dry brush it up to white, and then put on a bunch of blood effects and contrast paint to get the sword and all that stuff. So, yeah, I tend to agonize over colors before I start an army. So I'm playing around with it.
That's cool. That's cool. Do you guys use any sites for color inspiration, or just
Pinterest? Yes, Pinterest.
All right, cool.
Yes.
All right. What about you, Christian? How's your week? Leading into Christmas, how's the week going to be?
It's going good.
It's going good.
Yeah, not 100% ready for Christmas, but almost there.
Yeah. What about you, Wee? You ready for Christmas?
Totally, man. Totally. We've got a tree. We've got Chloe's first Christmas, so she's got a bunch of stuff that she's going to be opening and thoroughly ignoring because the bag because the wrapping paper is going to be more entertaining.
Yeah.
We've got tons of boxes for her. It's like a box kingdom for her, really. So that's really the best gift for her. Really, she doesn't give a shit about all that other stuff. It's fine.
You should let her play with all the sprues behind you from all your pile of shame there.
Okay, this is your pile of shame right here.
Oh, did you get my box? Did you get my box? I guess you did.
Oh, did I ever? Look at these guys over here.
He's painting up my Blackstone Fortress set.
Yeah.
Nice.
There's a lot of stuff. That's taking me a while.
Yeah, a lot of models. I'm just never going to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Bulldog Hammer says, "Hey, do you like?" No, what does he mean? I think he's trying to say you're like in the GW store. Hey, I think he's trying to make up for what I used to do, right? What I used to have.
I mean, you were just biting my style, Rahul. Really?
I don't know about that. I think I'm the original.
No. You're a Johnny come lately.
Not anymore. I'm not.
I got 3 birds over my shoulder. None of them have a bill.
I see that.
Yeah.
3 birds. That's the minimum number of birds.
Is that
minimum number of birds?
Bro, if you play Guild of Summoners.
So do you guys see anything new in the news? Because I looked in the news. There's nothing this week for AOS.
See too much.
They're
still pushing the Hedonite, the new Hedonite models, I guess, and the new Warcry stuff, which looks good, by the way.
Yeah, we went through that last week, but there's not. I didn't see anything particularly new this week, so I don't think there was anything in the news this week. You guys catch anything in the news? No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
All right. Then.
Still waiting on the FAQ for Marathi, but I don't know.
What do you need a FAQ for? It's pretty clear now.
No, it's pretty clear. No, but sometimes before, well, this is inside club stuff. Before I update the Battletomes on our Basecamp site, I make sure the FAQs are all up to date. So I'm not doing that with the new book until I get the FAQ.
Right. Yeah, anyway. So, yeah, we're here this week. Last week we talked about Seraphon, the Lizard Man. Was some of our top tier list, right? Like, well, that's one of the top tiered armies that we put together. And this week we're talking about the other side of that top tier, which is Disciples of Tzeentch. And we brought on our resident Lord of Change. His name is Christian, although he goes by the other name of Slayer of Kings or Archeons. But I don't know what he's doing. But yeah, Christian's been playing a lot of Tzeentch. And he's been doing it very well. In fact, I believe the last official tournament in Canada, where it was live people playing, was a win for Christian with the Tzeentch army, correct?
Yeah.
And that was very bash. So that was seemed like eternity ago, but hopefully, I don't know when the tournament scene's coming back, but hopefully it comes back in the new year.
It will.
Right?
Well.
Yeah. So we're here tonight to talk about Disciples of Tzeentch. Before getting into the book, is there any prequel to it that you guys want to talk about, or
Prequel?
is there anything special you want to call out for Disciples of Tzeentch?
Oh.
Broken as hell.
Broken as hell. All right. Well, here we go. So we're into the book. So we'll start off with the obvious stuff, which is, first of all,
Allegiance abilities.
Allegiance abilities. So we'll get into the Allegiance abilities. So Christian, do you want to lead us through this?
Yeah.
Destiny guys. Come on.
Yeah. Of
That's
course.
the
I mean, the major thing that we need to talk about is the broken Destiny dice that Tzeentch players have ability to do or create. So, okay, Christian, what do you do with Destiny dice? Tell us.
Start of the game, or before the game starts, roll 9 dice, and whatever the result is, you can use those dice for each of the rolls that are shown there. And it's pretty good. It really helps when you're playing, because obviously you can decide certain things can happen or won't happen, whatever. So they're pretty powerful.
What can you use the dice for?
Yeah, I was going to say, what do you want it for? You want to roll high or do you want to roll low?
Everything
Only
but
one high and low.
is
Yeah, okay, yeah, in the middle. No two.
6s and 1s only.
Yeah.
2s are garbage.
Yeah. If you could do all 6 in one, perfect. But yeah, 2s are the most useless number. Yeah. And 6s, for me, are the best because of Slayer Kings, obviously.
Obviously.
And
Alright,
again,
so-
Christian, Chris Slayer Kings, is that if you damage the guy, you roll a die, and is it a 5 or 6 they're slain or something? How does it work? I forget.
So with Archeon's Slayer King's weapon, if you roll 2 6s when you're rolling to wound, then the hero or monster is instantly slain.
Ah, okay, got it.
Or behemoth. Sorry.
Putting guys in your sword, man. Everyone goes in the sword.
Yeah.
Just get sucked up in the sword.
Yeah, back in the day, Archeon could choose to unleash the demon in the sword, or just use the sword in a regular way. So back in Fantasy Edition, the sword actually, you could decide to choose whether you would unleash the demon or keep it as sane. If you unleash the demon, you get 10 attacks with the sword, but every one you roll was a mortal wound or back to you. So it was pretty cool. But that's been changed now, obviously. So yeah, when it comes to Tzeentch, besides the 9 Destiny dice, you get to choose your coven. Christian, do you know much about the covens, or are you predominantly just use one coven?
I usually just stick to Guild of Summoners.
Okay.
It's my favorite. Just you eliminate all summoning except for Lords of Changes, which bringing on an extra Lord of Changes, maybe or two in the game is pretty strong, I find.
So Levan is asking, hey Christian, how Slayer Kings would work against Morathi?
She just takes 3 wounds. Morathi's War Scroll update just says she takes 3 wounds if she's to be slain, I believe.
Yeah.
And then it's, I think, Sons of Behemoth as well, right? They can't be slain by Slayer Kings, right?
Yeah, they take D6.
Okay.
Yeah, same with what's the Gotrek as well.
Yeah.
All right, so if we go through, so yes, you can summon with Tzeentch, and how does summoning work? I believe for every spell you cast, you get one.
Another.
Anybody casts.
Oh yeah, any spell that's cast on the table, you get a point. Correct? What is the points called? They're called something, aren't they?
Fate point.
Fate points. Okay.
There was also one more allegiance ability you do get.
Yeah. Locus.
Yeah.
Locus of Change.
Minus. Yeah, that's a very good one.
Within 12 inches. Oh, that's pretty good. So prep 1 from hilt rolls for attacks made with melee weapons against target friendly Tzeentch demon units when they're wholly within 12 inches of a Tzeentch demon hero. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah.
Christian, with the summoning, do you tend to save up, or do you summon just cheap units to board control and that type of thing?
It's Guild of Summoners.
Guild of Summoners.
You can't. That's right. That's right.
As soon as I have it, that bird comes on.
I think we'll go through Christian's list at the end, so we'll just go through the book right now because Christian's list is pretty unique. So there's a reason why he's doing it. So we'll just go through it at the end. Yeah.
Maybe just give like a one-liner on like some of the change covens besides Guild of Summoners. I mean, we could talk about Guild of Summoners too, but like.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through. Yeah. I think we're gonna go through all the covens anyway. So anyway, so this is the summoning ability of Tzeentch. So obviously, every time a spell is cast, you get a fate point. You can use the fate points at the end of any movement phase to summon, and they're cumulative, right? So you just don't expend them like Butthead. What is this? So Bulldog Hammer depends. Usually goes for Shadow Warriors. What does that mean? I don't know. Archeon will become killer. What? Interesting fact. Archeon becomes unkillable when left with 1 wound. Does he? I don't know. Is that from a game that you guys played?
Yeah, our past game.
All right. Well, these are the gifts. So this is one of those mini missions that Tzeentch can accomplish during the game, correct, Christian?
Yeah, the agendas, yeah.
Yeah. So whenever you complete this, you get some. So you get mass conjuration. Pick 1 friendly Tzeentch wizard. If that wizard successfully casts 2 spells and/or an endless spell in that hero phase with an unmodified casting value of 9+, and neither spell or endless spell is unbound, the agenda is complete. And then when you complete that agenda, you get add 1 to casting rolls for the Tzeentch wizard that completed this agenda. So +1 to cast if you complete it. Right?
Turn 1, bro. Turn 1.
Yeah.
You only get 1 shot at these agendas, too.
Yeah, but you got Kairos. You know what I'm saying? You get that dice matching like thing, right? And you got Destiny dice. So like, roll on a 9. Not too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other agenda is 9-fold dismantlement. Pick 1 enemy unit on the battlefield that has 9 or more models. If that unit is destroyed before the end of that turn, the agenda is complete. If you complete this agenda, add 1 to the hit roll of attacks made with melee weapons by the friendly Tzeentch unit that destroyed that unit to complete this agenda. So not bad. +1 to hit rolls. Maybe good for enlightened on discs. Or for flamers too?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh no, this is melee, so it would be good for enlightened on disc. then they don't have to wait for you to go first. They could actually strike before, right? Because, except they won't get the rerolls. So pretty cool there. Then overthrow leaders. Pick one enemy, hero, or monster on the battlefield with wounds characteristic of 9 or more. If the hero or monster is slain before the end of that turn, this agenda is complete. They add 1 to save roll for attacks that target the friendly Tzeentch unit that destroy the hero or monster. Not bad again. Can you accomplish multiple agendas in one turn, Christian? Or you just have to
No.
pick?
I think you have to pick one, and
Okay.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
if you do it, you do it. If you don't, you can't attempt it again.
Okay.
Ah.
So you have to complete it within the turn you specify it. Otherwise, you can never
Yeah.
do it again.
Yeah.
All right, that's pretty cool. And then we have Reckless Abandon, but you can complete as many agendas throughout the game. So you can complete 5 agendas through the game if you needed to. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Reckless Abandon agenda at the start of your charge phase, pick one friendly Tzeentch unit that's 9 inches or more from enemy units. If that unit ends a charge move in that charge phase within within half inch of an enemy model, this agenda is complete. Add 1 to attacks characteristic of their melee weapons used by. This is really good.
This is my favorite one.
This is like an auto. Like if you complete a charge, you get a +1 attack.
Yeah, and you just use your destiny.
Called Marauders.
That
Yeah,
is
exactly.
that is
That's what
that
I was
is
thinking, Wayne.
bullshit.
That's called Marauders, baby. Marauders.
That's crazy. That's crazy, dude. That
That's
like
a
that's an auto take all the time. Just wait for it to get off.
Yeah.
Come on, Christian. Marauders. That's perfect for Marauders.
But it only happens for that one turn, right, Christian? So they don't get this stacking attack for the rest of the game, right?
No, I believe it's still the rest
No.
of the game. That's the whole game.
Yeah, the rest of the game.
Add this.
Yeah, it's
Oh
a-
yeah, so the holy crap, man! You get that?
So that
Yeah.
was Archeon? Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's better units than Archeon to use it on, to be honest. Yeah.
Marauders, bro. They get the auto 6. One of the dice becomes 6.
Yeah.
So you roll 2 dice, and then you can take the lowest one, turn that to 6. You're gonna make that all the time.
All the time, sure.
9 is not a problem. I'm saying.
Right. What are you talking about, we?
Marauders,
Yeah.
Chaos Marauders have this ability when they charge. When you roll your charge, you can take the lowest dice and turn that to a 6.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah, so you can make
you
your
automatically get minimum 7.
right. No, I mean like, but there's better melee units that can do a lot more damage than Marauders, right?
Whoa. Are we serious here?
Why
Are we
not?
serious?
Why?
This man hasn't read the book. Get out of here. What unit are we talking about here? What unit are we talking about?
There's a lot of better fighting units in the Tzeentch book. Like, for instance, in the Beastman, in the Beastman side of things, right? Zangor,
I'm waiting.
Zangor and Leiden.
That doesn't even have to be Beastmen. Those are in those are Tzeentch.
Yeah, I know, but on the Beastman side of it, but those are really good fighting units. Yeah, you put one of those on, you get +1 attack on a Zangor unit. It will rip
okay.
through anything.
It's okay.
What do you mean it's okay? Come on, we.
It's It's okay. Like, it's
Okay.
fine.
Tides of Anarchy agenda is a friendly Tzeentch unit that has 9 or more models, gains control of objective that was controlled by your opponent at the start of your hero phase. This agenda is complete. The friendly Tzeentch unit must have 9 or more models when it gains control. Okay, whatever. Ability: each Tzeentch model in that unit that completed this agenda counts as 2 models. Oh my god. Here we go.
So, Christian, how many of these agendas would you normally get off in a game?
Honestly, maybe 1 or 2. I go for. I just, because of my list, I try to always just go for the reckless abandon, and
Mass
Just
conjuration.
kind yeah.
Okay.
I should probably try the overthrow leaders more often too, because it's pretty easy to take down a hero with 9 wounds, usually with Archeon and stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, and Archaon is looking to fight that fight, right? So you're in there anyways, right? You might as well get the bonus for that, right? So it makes sense.
All right, then we get some Tzeentch command traits here. So I don't know if we want to go through command traits now or want to go through it when we actually go through any lists, or what do you guys
There's
want?
a million of them, man. Like there's
a ton of them, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just talk about the ones that are most like ones that are considered. You guys consider the best ones, maybe. Or Christian, which one is the command trait that you use the most?
I like magical supremacy.
And that one, is that for the mortals, or where is that one?
No, it's just right there. Scroll up.
Oh, there it is. Here. So magical supremacy. Add 12 to range within to the range within which the general can attempt to unbind spells and dispel the spells. That's not bad. So now you're 42 inches.
Basically the whole table.
Yeah. Pretty
You're
cool.
Croak. You know what I'm saying? Croak's like, yo, whatever. Like 42 inches, the whole table, same fucking difference, right?
Yeah. Any other command traits you guys want to talk about or want to call attention to?
I mean, I like free fate points, so, but like that's not that big of a deal, really. I mean, I think probably the best one is I like Arch Sorcerer, just to get extra spells, like because the way I build it, I have like a million sources, like people casting, and I just want to be able to pick more lore spells, right? So
right,
that's probably what it's kind of boring, but it's also like the Swiss Army knife gets better with more tools in it, right? So
right. Yeah, also more casting means more magic, which means more fate points, which means more summoning, right? Onto the table.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can juice it. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, so that's a pretty much. I mean, there's a ton of. I think it's pretty. Their artifacts, their command traits, their spell lore is really strong. I feel like they're pretty complete. They don't really have. It's not like. It's not like there's only one or two spells that you think are good. I mean, I think the Tzeentch spell list is pretty strong as well. Artifacts are pretty strong as well. So, we're not going to go through each one of these because it's just a lot of artifacts. But we can go through the spell lore. So, we have 6 spells. The Bolt of Tzeentch has casting value of 7. If successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within 18 inches of the caster and visible to them. That unit must suffer D6 mortal wounds. So this is like this is an amazing spell, right? Like D6 mortal wounds, normally it's D3. Now you're getting D6, right? And what's the range of this spell?
18.
18. Yeah, not bad. Then we got Arcane Suggestion. Arcane Suggestion has a casting value of 8. If successfully cast, pick one enemy unit within 18 inches of the caster that is visible to them and pick one of the following effects. 1. The unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Subtract. Number 2 is subtract 1 from the hit and wound rolls for attacks. And 3 is subtract 1 from save rolls from attacks that target this.
This one.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Glimpse,
on an 8.
Yeah, glimpse.
My favorite one is Glimpse the Future. Glimpse the Future has a casting value of 7. If successfully cast, you can roll a dice and add it to Destiny dice. This is amazing. Keep that Destiny dice pool up, and also it helps you change your Destiny dice if you can. Then you got Shield of Fate. Shield of Fate is casting value of 6. If successfully cast, pick one friendly Tzeentch unit within 18 inches of the caster, and roll a dive. Invisible to them until the start of your next hero phase. That unit gains one of the following effects. So 1, you can reroll save rolls of 1 for the attacks that target that character. So Mystic Shield. 2, you can reroll save rolls for attacks that target that unit. That's amazing. And 3, you can roll a dice each time that unit is affected by a spell or end the spell. On a 4+, they ignore the effects of the spell or end the spell. I mean, they're all pretty strong. But have you used this spell before, Christian?
Yeah, I like using it. It's hard because you want to use your Destiny dice.
Yeah.
But because you have to keep like I don't know, between at least 4 and 6 you always want to keep, and then but yeah, it's a good spell. Just you just have to just watch you don't use too many Destiny dice, and that can happen pretty easily when you start getting into the game.
Well, are Destiny dice, are they really crutch for this army? Like, is it nice to have like the Bad Moon, where it's nice that it's in your quadrant and great, or is this something that you really need, that you really rely on for your game?
What, the Destiny dice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the game, you do rely on them a bit, because you can that's like you can change the game kind of to how you want that certain thing to happen. Like it's you want to make that card, you're like, okay, I make it. You want to make that save, you're like, I make it. Like I think they're very good.
Christian,
So.
maybe what's good to clarify is, do you have to roll the result and you can declare the Destiny dice after, or do you have to do it beforehand? Something that's we didn't really get into. Yeah, so you don't even bother rolling. You just guarantee it. And the guaranteeing is a very powerful thing. It takes units that are great to amazing.
Especially in Warhammer, where you need a key charge, you need a key hit or whatever, or save, spell. So reliability, especially in a tournament setting where you're playing it over several games, you need that reliability when you need it.
Yeah.
All right, and then we have Infusion Arcanium. Infusion Arcanium has casting value of 5. It successfully cast, add 1 to the hit and wound rolls for attacks made by the caster until their next hero phase. I don't know if this is really that good. I don't think any Tzeentch casters that I know are good fighters, so I don't know.
Yeah, maybe on Mortals.
Come on, you keep on making funny faces. Just speak, bro. Speak.
Kairos, bro. Kairos.
Kairos is like, oh, come on, get out of here, man.
I don't want to keep talking about Archeon, but this is my #1 spell.
Yeah, I know. And Archeon doesn't really exist in this book, Christian. He's an add-on. I don't see him in the battle scrolls for this book. I know your list is unique, and I totally see it. But when I look at it from a Tzeentch perspective, like just looking at the Battletome itself, I don't see any casters I'm going to give this to. So I mean, with Archeon, yes, it's amazing. But and then we got
Treacherous Bond mostly.
Treacherous Bond has a casting value of 5. If successfully cast, pick 1 friendly Tzeentch model unit within 9 inches of the caster. Visible to them until your next hero phase. Roll a dice before you allocate any wounds or mortal wounds to cast to the caster. Oh, that's amazing. This is really good. Yeah. This is like a bodyguard for your caster. Really good. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, like I said, like the spell lore is pretty usable. It's got so many tools in it. That's just from what I read. And I am by no means any Tzeentch expert, right? I don't really play too much, but I do know a little bit more about Tzeentch than I knew about Seraphon last week. So, yeah. No, we is laughing, but anyway. And then we got the lore of change.
They're really the top armies. Nothing. Yeah.
What do you say? Yeah, Lord. Yes, we.
No, I'm saying go ahead.
Yeah, so then we got the Lore of Change, Bolt of Tzeentch. Bolt of Tzeentch has a casting value of 7. It successfully cast, pick 1 enemy unit within 18 inches of the caster invisible to them. The unit suffers D6 mortal wounds, so it's exactly the same. And these are for the Demon Wizards. So these are for your Lords of Change, for the Blue Scribes, right? And then
your Heralds.
Yeah, the Heralds.
Ground Summoners.
You got Treason of Tzeentch. Treason of Tzeentch has a casting value of 5. If successfully cast, pick 1 enemy unit within 18 inches of the caster and visible to them. Roll a number of dice equal to the number of models in that unit. For each 6, that unit suffers 1 mortal wound. So this is a really good horde spell. If any models from that unit are slain to spell, subtract 1 from the hit rolls and attacks made by that unit on your next hero phase. Until your next hero phase. So pretty solid. Arcane Transformation. Casting value of 6. Pick 1 friendly Tzeentch hero wholly within 18 inches of the caster and visible to them. Until your next hero phase, you can either add 1 to that hero's move and bravery characteristic, or add 1 to the attack characteristics of that hero's melee weapon. So you can actually give a lot of attacks to Arcan then, if you combine spells, right? Like, there's 2 spells right now that are giving him +1 attack. Unchecked Mutation has casting value 6. If successfully cast, pick 1 enemy unit within 18 inches of cast invisible to them. That unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. If any models from this unit are slain by this spell, and you can roll a dice on a 3+, that unit suffers additional D3 mortal wounds. So potential 2d3. And then this is the hated spell that I hate beyond all hate. Fold Reality. This spell has cost me 2 tournament games. One was for getting the winning LVO. This spell cost me LVO, and the second one was my first ever tournament when I played Tzeentch for the first time with my Iron Jaws. And I killed all but one Skyfire, and he brought them all back with 1 shot. I was like, what the hell? Yeah.
It can't do that anymore though.
Yeah, I know, but this was like just the bane of my existence is this in Full Reality. So anyway, Full Reality is casting value 7. Thank God they changed that though. If successfully cast, pick 1 friendly Tzeentch demon unit wholly within 18 inches of caster and visible to them, and roll a die. On a 1, that unit is destroyed. On a 2+, you can return a number of slain models equal to the roll to the unit. Set up the models one at a time within 1 inch of the model from the unit that has not been returned in that phase. The models can only be set up within 3 inches of an enemy unit if the unit was within 3 inches of the enemy unit before the models were returned. So it's pretty good though. Still, you can you're adding back a D6 models, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this though. Let's say you have a unit of pink horrors that you've been able to whittle down and kill all the way down to like a handful of brims.
Yeah.
And so now like you've chewed through a bunch of the models and you cast a spell on this unit, so the Fold Reality, and you get like a 6 or even a 2. Who cares? Can you put in 1 pink horror with a banner?
Yeah.
You can't get a banner unless you intend.
It says you can return a number of slain models. Slain models equal to that roll to that unit. So if the pink horrors were slain in that turn, why not? And what you can return any slain model to the unit.
I guess so.
Right. So you could put up any number of your pink horrors as because they were slain from the unit.
If I roll a 6, can I have returned 6 banners?
I don't know. I think it has to be modeled for the unit. So whatever models you have in the unit.
That doesn't say that.
Whatever was slain, you can't have.
Yeah.
You can't have banners.
Some models you can't have.
Yeah, you cannot just return models that suit you. It has to be models that were already part of the unit to begin with. It says that clearly in the rules there. It says you can return a number of slain models equal to the roll to that unit.
Yeah, and a banner bearer was slain.
Yeah, so you can return 1 banner bearer, not 6.
It says I can return a number, so the number could be 6.
Okay, we're not gonna get into this debate because we're not.
Checking.
We're just not. And then we got Tzeentch's Firestorm. Tzeentch's Firestorm has casting value of 9. He successfully cast, pick 1 enemy unit within 18 inches of caster that is visible to them and roll 9 dice. For each 6, that unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. Okay, not so good. I mean, it's okay. It's a good spell, but
That's fine.
And Bulldog Hammer says slain models. Yes, we agree with you. Slain models, not Tzeentch, not Wheeze 6 models with banners.
It's Tzeentch ways.
Trixie.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're getting into the covens, right? So you get the eternal conflagration. Yeah,
This is the best one. This is the most common one that you'll probably see. And
Okay.
was the build that was very common in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's not a Christian's flavor, but like from a kind of meta perspective, this was very common.
Yeah, here 6 banners, bro.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so in this one we got abilities. Improve the rank characteristics of friendly internal conflagration models. Units warp flame. bellowing warp flame, and magical flames missile weapons by 1. So
Beautiful.
amazing. In the command ability, you can use the command ability for the shooting phase. Do so, pick one internal whatever demon unit wholly within 12 inches of internal conflagration demon hero. If that unmodified hit roll for any attack made by that unit's warp flame, billowing warp flame, magical flames missile is a 6. Subtract 2 from the bravery characteristic of the target unit. It's okay. It's good for battle shock chests, I guess. Command trait is coruscating flames. Subtract 1 from the hit rolls of attacks made with missile weapons that target friendly eternal conflagration demon units wholly within 12 inches of general. Not bad.
Beautiful.
Not bad at all.
That would stack with the allegiance ability, right?
That's correct. So you're now -2.
It's beautiful.
Pretty brutal. Pretty brutal.
And if you're a character, you got Lookout Sir.
Yeah, so you're -3.
So good luck.
Okay, then. Oh, that's yeah. Artifact of power. Shroud of Warp Flame. Roll a dice every time you allocate a wound or mortal wound inflicted by a melee weapon to the bearer. On a 3+, the attacking unit suffers 1 mortal wound. Not bad, not bad. Alright,
If I were to run...
So you say this was one of the better conflagration, or whatever, Covens? Is that the one?
Yeah, it's very common. It's common to run this change covenant. I mean, I think Andy was going to say something about it though.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, if I were to play Tzeentch, I'd play this. Actually, from the club, Dave, I believe, was running this, and I think he just destroyed. I think it's pretty powerful and pretty good. So I kind of like the models too. Some people don't like the flames; they're kind of 2D or whatever. But on some of the chariots and stuff, but I like the models. So
yeah,
they look good in pictures flat, but then like when you look at it, it doesn't look like real. Their flame modeling is way better these days than back then, but still, they are amazing. It's like just like a 1 pack of like 9 flamers of Tzeentch just puts in so much work. It is just gross. It was just annihilating like just your whole units.
And you'll get in your opponent's head too, for sure.
Because you don't know what's safe. Nothing is safe, right? So it's like.
Okay, then we got the host Duplictus, which is another Coven. Its abilities.
Say that again. Say that again.
You can say it. Why don't you say it?
No. I want to know what you said.
I'm not saying it now.
No, come on.
Go ahead, tell me.
Yeah, this is the host Duplicitous.
Duplicitous. Thank you very much. Thank you, Wee, for clarifying that. Enemy units within 3 inches of host Duplicitous units cannot retreat. Happy? Hey man, I don't even know why I'm reading it. You guys can read it. Like, what the hell?
You don't have to read everything.
Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
The big thing with this is that what you just read, which is they can't retreat. That's pretty rough, right? So you tangle them up. You go, my pink horrors just touched your unit just in the corner, and just to grind through that, and it's just going to take forever. It's brutal.
Does the skink ability? Is the skink ability a retreat?
They can't do it now.
Okay.
Yeah, because it says very clearly, right? They cannot retreat,
and
the skink is a retreat ability. Well, in that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then we have Host Arcanium. This is the one you play, Christian? No. Oh, this is the one I like. Right? Is
Shark
this the one?
Shark Boys.
No, this is not the one. Okay, so tell me about it, Wee.
No, I'm saying, this is the one that you want. This is the shark one. All sharks. Or all screamers.
Is this all screamers? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, that's the one.
Entourage of Sky Sharks.
Yeah,
I do like the screamer. One's not bad.
Yeah, I have a list I built with 40 screamers. 40 screamers. Yeah, 40 screamers. And really it's just about board control and speed bumps and just filling up the field and taking points.
Super fast.
Super fast is pin down your opponent really quickly, give them no space to go, and then take all the points, and then just die as the game goes on. Kill nothing. Yeah, just fly over, kill nothing. It's my like my guerrilla tactics army. You never really like you get whatever touches it will kill whatever they touch, but you just feed them the units that you want them to be fed, and then keep the units just pinning back your opponent at all times. It's just really, really like tactical army in that way. I always find that speed is just something, huh?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Andy. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying, I agree. I do like this one too, just because of the speed.
Yeah.
It's like a garbage version of Korgrath, so you know what I'm saying?
I mean, a unit of 3 Screamers is only 80 points. It's pretty good.
Yeah, they are dirt cheap.
It's so good. You know, actually, and then even Zangor and Lightning, like if you team them up with Zangor and Lightning behind them, you get a 1-2 punch of like really nastiness that moves really fast. I mean, it's a glass cannon army, but I still think it's got a place in.
But is the cannonball made out of like cotton candy? Because it's like it's going to hit you like just like a big ball of cotton candy, just like delicious, but it's not going to hurt anything. Like
I would not talk about with you, Mike. My last time you came up with against me wasn't very pretty.
I wasn't using these guys.
Don't mess around with my glass cannons. Okay?
You were using flesh eater hordes, bro. That's a totally different situation. If you went for flesh eater hordes and then you go to the sky sharks, you're gonna be like disappointed severely.
I have the list. It's ready. It's ready to go. I have all the models too. I'm ready. Let's throw down. Let's go.
Stop being a coward.
I'm ready to go. The only thing I'm missing is Zangor and Lightning because I want to run 2 units of 6 Zangor and Lightning that list.
Yeah, that's actually what does the punch. That's the one end of 2 punch.
That's the one. Yeah,
that's what I was talking about. It's just like it's got 30 sharks and then 2 units of 6 Zangor and Lightning and the Zangor Shaman, who's the general with these command abilities and stuff. It's pretty nasty, pretty good. Like I wouldn't say it's like overboard, but I like the list because it's super fast. All right, and then we have the Cult of Transient Form. What does this one do?
Oh, it's all Kyric Acolytes and Zangors.
Yeah.
Basically, like you just like when an Acolyte dies, you can kind of add to Zangor units. If you like those models, that's good, but those are probably 2 of the weaker infantry choices in the book, realistically. As much as I love the sculpts, I mean Christian is semi-nodding his head, but I think he's agreeing with me that those 2 units are exactly. Now, if that was Zangor Skyfire, oh buddy, this is over. Yeah. This is the best, but because it's regular Zangor, ugh, no. Yeah. But thank you.
Okay.
And Acolytes, I've tried to make Acolytes work, and they're good, but they're not good at the same. Like they're
Yeah. I don't see them too often. I guess that's probably why.
They're beautiful models, though.
Oh, they're wonderful, yeah.
Oh.
They're great for conversions. Yeah.
And then we have the Pyrophane Cult, and this one has add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made with sorcerer's bolts by friendly profile cut. So this is an Kyric Acolyte unit, so it just makes them more effective with their shooting, I guess.
Yeah, that's what you really want to like accentuate with these Kyric Acolytes. They're shooting.
Yeah.
It's worse than Sky Shark, man. So don't bother.
Well,
don't
Sky Sharks can't fight. Let's be honest. Like we're not taking them from fighting. I'm not actually taking them.
Who cares? Acolytes don't have good shooting either.
Great for the garbage. Got it. What?
That's what I'm saying.
All right.
They're beautiful though. Beautiful garbage.
Yeah. Okay, and then here's Christian's famous one. So Guild of Summoners, lead us through this, Christian.
Okay, so if instead of using regular summoning, now you can only summon in Lord of Changes, So the first one's for 9, second one's for 18, third one's for 30. The command ability, what's it called? It allows you to get +1 for casting for wizards and stuff. The command trait's okay. I think it's the extra +1 command point on a 4+. So you get an extra command point. Sorry, on a 4+.
That's not okay. That's good.
Amazing.
Honestly,
This whole
the
thing is
amount of
amazing.
times- it's just like I don't know. It's like just bad luck with it, but I don't hit it that many times.
Well, it's a
So,
50-50.
You're gonna get maybe 2 or 3 for the game. That's
Yeah,
That's
and
that's pretty
then
good.
but the artifact I really like, where you just
It's really good.
you just don't take battle shock tests for kill the summoned units wholly within 12 inches of the bear. So that's very good.
That's how to keep your pink horrors alive, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Good and bad.
Maybe not. If
Oh,
you want to pick
things have
out
a-
sometimes.
bravery of 10.
Once the banner's gone, then it's good to keep them in there. But
Yeah. But you gotta have 6 banners, so whatever.
yeah.
So what drew you to this particular? It's just the ability to summon all the birds.
Yeah, you need just the extra lore to change. Just it's a 380 point model that can cast all of those spells we've already looked through. I usually take the shooting one, and it's good. Just extra support, firepower. Like to me, that's better. Like in my opinion.
And you know how many lore changes have you ever brought onto the table, Christian?
2.
2. That's
Twice.
huge, right? That's almost, what is that, 700 and something points on the table?
60?
Yeah. That's crazy. 760 points. That's almost half your army.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
So
Pretty
give
good.
you a sense, Rahul, of how good this is. The lore to change the first time you get one is 9 fate points.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
first turn.
The regular summoning table
30. I know.
doesn't even start until 10 for the lowest level.
Right.
So you are actually even below the lowest for a lore to change. And 18 is not even that good either on the regular table. And it only goes to 30. So it's like, oh, I'm just paying regular price now. So like, who cares? Right? Like that's fine. Right? So you're getting insane value for your summoning.
It is
Right?
good,
Like
really.
I know. Me and Christian have played a lot of games against each other. We're well aware. But he knows what my hex just calls do to him.
Yeah.
those are banned. Those are on the ban list. They're broken.
All right. And now we get into the War Scroll. So, Fate Legion, I'm not even going to go through that because we never really played a match playlist for this. So, we got the Warp Flame Host, which is 1 unit of Exalted Flamers of Tzeentch, and 3 to 8 units in any combination of Exalted Flamers of Tzeentch, and Burning Chariots of Tzeentch. So, this is your Flamer list. At the end of any charge phase, roll a dice for each enemy unit within 9 inches of any friendly units from this battalion. On 6+, that enemy suffers D3 mortal wounds. It's okay, but really it's just to bring your drops down, right? Like
Yes.
a lot of people just use this to bring their drops down. Then we've got the Multitudinous Host. Whew. 1 Changecaster Herald of Tzeentch and 8 units of Horrors of Tzeentch. I never knew, 8 units is a lot of points. If you max
If
them out.
they're not only pink horrors though. Rahul.
Yeah,
they're
you can
horror
take
as in,
Brimstones. Yeah.
No, brimstones. Well, you could, but there's like heralds count as horrors.
Oh, okay.
Because they're the keyword horrors.
Yeah.
So not just pink horrors.
At the start of your hero phase, you can return D3 slain horrors of Tzeentch. Models to each friendly Horrors of Tzeentch unit from this battalion. Oh, this is like almost death. So you can just do it for free? Yeah, D3
Yeah, it's an
slain.
ability.
That's
Yeah.
pretty nasty. That's pretty
Can
good.
you have burning chariots in this?
Sorry?
Can you have burning chariots in this? Do burning chariots count?
The burning chariots?
Yeah. Do they have? Are they horrors?
I'm not sure. I actually don't own.
I'll look it
It
up.
says horror. It says horror on it. You know what that
I
means?
guess you could.
You could take a unit of 3 of them, Oh, 1 or 2 dies. Okay, boom. Bring him back.
I'm looking into it.
Yeah, look into it. It says Warren.
Ether. What?
All with banners, by the way. They all have banners.
Ether host. All right, and then we have 1 Fate Schemer, Herald of Tzeentch on Burning Chariot, 3 to 8 units of Blue Scribes, Fate Schemer, Herald of Tzeentch, Tzeentch on Burning Chariot, Flux Master, and Screamers of Tzeentch. If a friendly unit from this battalion successfully unbinds a spell in the enemy hero phase, you can immediately heal D3 wounds allocated to that unit. In addition, 1 friendly Screamers of Tzeentch unit from this battalion can attempt to unbind 1 spell in the enemy hero phase.
Okay. I have a ruling here. So, the multitudinous host says horrors of Tzeentch. Now, the Burning Chariot says horror. However, like if you look at a horror of Tzeentch, it actually says horror of Tzeentch as the keyword.
Okay.
Which I think is the key.
Yeah, that's a keyword.
So
yeah, because they clearly stated here, right? As a keyword.
Yeah.
Okay, then we got the change host. 1 roll of change, 8 units of any combination. This is, I think, is very common, right? Most people play change host. I've seen it before, a bunch of times. So 8 units of horror heroes, exalted flamers of Tzeentch, horrors of Tzeentch, flamers of Tzeentch, screamers of Tzeentch, and burning chariots of Tzeentch. So when you said you could bring any horror units, this one says horror heroes. Do those heralds of Tzeentch say horror heroes or just horror?
I'm looking. I'll check.
Right, because that would change this. Would change this battalion, right? Let's see.
Well, it's not bolded and
yeah, I guess so.
And capitalized, I guess, right? So so it has to be the unit. So basically, it's impossible to take this. Well, it's basically that's all you would take is just a bunch of pinks and a dude.
Blues and brims, right? So
Yeah,
so
blues,
that's why I said that like I didn't think that this was viable in the list. Taking this,
Isn't it though?
No, it isn't. Anyway, change host. At the start of your at the start of your hero phase, if the law changed from this battalion is your general and is on the battlefield, you pick 1 other friendly unit from the battalion removed from the battlefield. If you do so, set up this unit up anywhere on the battlefield more than 9 inches away from enemy units.
The one with the foot you use this, just pop around and scorch.
Yeah, so this is really good with your flamers, I guess, or any.
Your conflagration.
Yeah.
Conflagration.
Pretty nasty. Overseers and Fate Twisters. This one at the start of your hero phase. Well, 1 is the Lord of Change, 8 units from a combination of horror heroes, exalted flame of Tzeentch, burning chariot of Tzeentch. At the start of your hero phase, if 1 or more friendly units from this battalion on the battlefield, you can roll a die and add it to your destiny dice. In addition, at the start of your hero phase, can you go over 9 destiny dice if you take this?
No. Why not?
Because it says in addition, so you can roll a dice and add it to your destiny dice. It doesn't say, so you can go over 9.
In the allegiance bill, it says you can't have more than 9, I believe.
Okay, can someone just confirm that one? In addition, at the start of your hero phase, if the law changed from this battalion on the battlefield, you can reroll 1 of your destiny dice.
It will never happen. No one takes the shit. Okay.
Okay.
Do you see the requirements? Like
1 law change
and 8 heroes.
No, 8 heroes in any combination.
Or burning chariots.
Yeah, I mean you could take burning chariots as Tzeentch. I mean somebody brought one of those lists to my house. I remember.
The rule.
Get out of here. Get this garbage out of my face.
Uh-oh. All right, and then
yeah.
What do you say, Andy?
What do you say?
Andy?
Andy looks very angry.
You're freezing up a bit. Okay.
Uh-oh.
And then the Omniscient Oracles. This is Kairos and 3 Lords of Change. I don't think we'll ever see this one. So you can reroll hit, wounds, and wound rolls. Hit, wound, and save rolls of 1 for friendly units from this battalion. Okay.
Big whoop-de freaking do.
Yeah. And then we got the mortal side of it, which is the mortals. Do you want to go through each one of these, or is there anything that you want to call out?
I would just go with Arcanet Cabal. I like that one.
Okay, so take us through it.
Well, yeah. So you take up to 3 Fate Seers, Magisters, or Zangor Shannons, and then basically you take friendly model from the battalion for the rest of the battle. Every time you spend a Destiny dice, you replace that on a 2-up. So that's pretty good. But I just like being able to reduce my drops, and that's because I just enjoy these models. Like Fate Master is underrated as a model because he basically buffs your shooting and is pretty tanky against non-monstrous, non-flying units. So let's say Korgorath, he's on a 2-up against a Korgorath, right? So it's pretty tough to kill, and so I just like being able to drop. It's a relatively cheap battalion, and get your drops down. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so none of these other ones we want to go through, or is there anything else
you
you
might
want
want
to
this
call
one.
out? Which one?
I mean, the Casual Coven is not bad, right? Like if you're going with the more Skyfire and Lightning build, right?
So this one is 2 units of Zangor Lightnings on discs, and then 2 units of Zangor Skyfires. After a friendly unit from this battalion has made a normal move, you can pick one enemy unit that has any models passed across. So this one is the one where you fly over 2+ to do D3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, exactly. And these guys move like hella fast, right? So you can probably catch, a screen unit and like say a character. You're probably going to catch 2 of them, right? And then you're going to just zip up around and charge right into them. So you get to beat them up a little bit and then blow them up. So it's not bad. Not so good with Skyfires and Lightning, but yeah.
Yeah.
And again, it's a drop thing. It's more of a drop thing, really. Drop management.
Right. Okay, and now we get into the battalion. We get into the war scrolls. So a lot of change.
Sorry, Andy, did you find the rule on the Destiny die?
Yes, you can.
So he froze on can. I heard can. Therefore, it stands.
No.
I didn't hear can. I heard can.
I don't know what's going on with Andy.
It's called Fate. Fate weaved its way into his internet and forced the right answer, which is you can have 100 Destiny dice if you want.
Have as many as you like.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can't have more than 9.
Okay, that's good. Cause it says so in the rules.
It does say it right there in black and white. May never exceed 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to the battalion. To war scrolls, we have Lord of Change. All right, I'll let Christian go through the war scrolls, or or Andy, one of you guys, decide. Take us through the war scrolls.
No, Christian is he's the Lord of Change himself.
Yeah, I know.
Talking with the Lord.
So once again, the one thing that I have between the Lord of Change and Kairos Fate Weaver is only the difference of 20 points, right? Because the Lord of Change is 380 and Kairos is 400 points. Would you ever take the Lord of Change over Kairos for 20 points difference? Why?
Or only if you only had 380 points left.
Exactly. Otherwise, find a freaking way to fit in. Kairos, because he's just amazing.
Very worth it to take.
Yeah, I don't see, for 20 points difference, I don't see any reason not to take Kairos. I mean, like, if it's between the two, I'd take Kairos every day of the week, like any day of the week. You just get so many more abilities with Kairos.
Yeah, like the Lord of Change does have a range attack, but it's not any reason to not take Kairos just because it has a range attack. But
yeah.
Like, Kairos is, when we get there, his abilities are just, one ability is just way too good.
Yeah. So anyway, let's take us through this, Christian.
Okay. So, Like just like read all his weapons and stuff and go through everything, or
No,
kind of
just a brief overview, I think.
okay. So yeah, he's Lord of Change, 14 wounds, 4 up save. Starts at 12 movement and degrade. He what's it called? His ability, which for Lord of Change and Kairos is probably their best ability, is every single when you ever roll on Unbinding or casting, if you spell and roll, you always change the lowest die to match the highest, which is really obviously good for when you're casting, because lots of times I've rolled a 6 and a 1, and all of a sudden now that's a 12. So it's very good. Spell Eater is pretty cool. Whenever you what's it called? You can just pick and end the spell within 18 inches and just dispel it. Spell Thief, if you unbind on 9+, you'll what's it called? You'll learn that spell, I believe. Yeah. Infernal Gateway is his main spell. It's a really good spell. Cast on a 7, 18-inch range. You roll 9 dice, and for every, it starts at 3+. So for every 3+, it's a mortal. So it's pretty easy to pump out, like, I don't know, 6 or 7 mortal wounds on average. It's very good. Beacon of Sorcery is just adding 1 to casting and unbinding rolls for each demons within 18.
Pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after that, we got Fate Weaver. So, what's the difference between him and the Lord of Change?
So no shooting, but he gets the Oracle of Eternity, and it's a pretty powerful ability where once per game you can change any dice roll, whether it be yours or your opponent's, for what's listed here. It's really good. It's when somebody's trying to make that game deciding charge, and then all of a sudden you're like, no, you failed it. So it's a pretty good nasty ability. And his spell is pretty cool too. Skip the change. Basically, you deal on a cast on an 8, and it starts at 6 flat damage, which is pretty nasty. And if you kill any model with this spell, you get to summon a spawn within 3 inches of that model, which can stop hordes. It can just tie up random units. It's really good to be annoying and still do a lot of damage.
All right. So once
it's a form of summoning without actually having to hit a summoning table,
Yeah.
Because you summoned that spawn for free.
Yeah.
And he still has the dice matching shit too. You know that from the Lord of Change, right? So like
he matches the lowest to the highest. Yeah.
Yeah, and he still eats, and he still can like dispel these endless spells. So it's basically all the best shit right there out of the Lord of Change, right?
And both of them can cast 3 spells each, right?
No, only Kairos can.
Alright, so he can cast 1 more spell than the Lord of Change?
Yeah.
Yeah. So not bad for 20 points, right?
Yeah.
Like I said, if I was gonna start a Tzeentch army, there's no reason for me not to take Kairos first. Right?
Oh,
if I was looking for a good spellcaster.
And then and another thing, he also knows all the spells of every friendly wizard within 18 inches of him. So
yeah,
pretty good.
Big.
Pretty brutal. I like him a lot. It's really strong. Alright, then we have the Gaunt Summoner. Okay, we gotta take this one. You love this model.
Oh, I love this guy. Yeah, he's great. I mean, so they've definitely taken him down like a huge peg. But, so he gets this once a game summon, and they used to be 10 pink horrors, like automatic, which was just ridiculous because he cost 240 points or 260 points, and the unit of 10 pinks cost 200 points at the time, not 220, I think. And so they was like, oh, well, I got a 40 point sorcerer here that can cast Dispel twice. That's amazing. And then the other thing that you have to think about is that this Eternal Flames spell that he has, which basically does he a 5-up mortal wound for every model within that zone. So that's the classic kind of throw them up on a Balewind or put a Umbral Spell Portal through and just anti-horde 5-up, right? So he's got that already. So pretty amazing.
Yeah.
What I'll tell you one thing is that people are maybe less on the Gaunt Summoner these days just because of the nerf to the pink horrors. I think that's legitimate, but what they're missing to me is you can bring in 6 Furies, and I love Furies as a unit to kind of really grab objectives and be really annoying. So I think Furies are more than adequate as a summoning unit, because getting in there, mixing it up, fleeing, just being able to flee off of stuff is just amazing, and it's not something that I think most people are prepared for, tactics wise, right? So, but yeah, Gaunt Summoner, solid. 200 something points for a 2-cast wizard like this. It's already well worth it. So.
So Andy had to leave, so something to do with his daughter. So we'll talk to him next time. Yeah.
Unacceptable.
All right. So one of your favorite models. I love the fact that this guy can cast 2 spells, right? You don't get a low point caster that can do that. So that's another ability that he has. And if you're into the summoning and you need the fate points, he's a really good caster to have on the table, right?
And you can get a free 9-inch move as well with the summoned unit, which is nice because you can summon them in 9 inches away, and then they still get their move in the movement phase. So.
No, that's it. No, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're okay. Well, yeah. All right, Christian, you are right. That's why they pay you the big bucks.
That's pretty cool.
I used to take these guys, and not anymore.
Yeah, well, so pretty good there, and then we have the next scroll that we have is the Fate Skimmer. Is this the one you're talking about, No, you're talking about the Fate Weaver, right? That you liked a lot.
Fate Skimmer is just a herald on a chariot, bro.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. If you're going with heralds, that's a specific kind of type of build.
Yeah.
I don't think we have to go for every single scroll, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think we probably should just hit up the ones that are interesting or cool or whatever, important. Because there's a lot of scrolls, man. It'll take forever.
Fluxmaster, another herald on disc.
Herald, yeah, basically. This is not on disc, yeah.
Okay. The Changeling. He used to be really common before, but that's because he used to. He doesn't have the same abilities as he used to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You used to have to detect him and all that stuff. That's all gone, basically.
Yeah.
So.
And then you got the Changecaster, which is another Herald of Tzeentch. I love the Blue Scribes. I think the Blue Scribes is a solid choice. 120 points.
Amazing.
Yeah, amazing. And yeah, so these guys can.
You take Blue Scribes or no?
Sorry?
No, that doesn't look like. You don't take Blue Scribes, do you?
No.
Doesn't.
No, I've tried them before.
No? Oh man. Because every turn you can on a 2-up, you can automatically cast something.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
So, that's pretty good. And I think they learn spells too, right? So yeah, every time a wizard casts within 18, they can also learn that spell on a 4-up. Just scribble it down. So
yeah, I think they're really for myself that they move 16. They're quick model, and some of the scenarios where heroes need to get to points, they can quickly swoop in, take a point. They're great at learning spells. They also buff a lot of your wizards, so they give your wizards more. Especially if you're playing with Kairos, you can copy spells from your opponent, right? Because if they learn a spell, Kairos knows the spell as well, right? So Curse of Years, you can grab it, and then Curse of Years back on the undead player, right? There's lots of cool things there.
Well, the thing that you just skipped over was this Buddha Tzeentch, which is just cast on a 4, very easy, and you can they can all basically reroll casting rolls for friendly Tzeentch wizard with an 18.
Yeah.
That's insane. Like that is so good. Rerolls. Like,
Yeah.
let's say you got a Lord Kairos, is like kind of muck that up. It's like boom, that can go to like double sixes, no problem, right? It's like with reroll.
Yeah, amazing. I think they're another for myself auto include in my Tzeentch army normally. Well, if I do build one, that's normally
You're not
what I
allowed
take.
to. Rahul. You're not allowed to.
I do have one.
You're not allowed to.
All right.
You're too corny. You're too corny.
No, but I used to play Tzeentch and Corn Mix for a very long time.
Yeah, that's
Very
heresy.
long time. And then these are the Screamers of Tzeentch. So this is the models that I like as my target army. They move 16, 3 wounds each. They fly, and they have Lamprey's Bite. So if they're targeting a monster, they get when they do damage, it's D3 damage. And then they have Slashing Attack. When they fly over a unit, pick an enemy unit, roll 1 dice for the unit, and on a 5+, the unit suffers 1 mortal wound. If the enemy unit is a wizard, for each 5+, they inflict D3 mortal wounds instead of 1. Not really great. Don't hit really hard. Have a pretty awful save, but they're quick, and they can get around the board really fast. So I love that. And for 80 points for 3, they can't go wrong. I feel right.
80 points for 9 wounds. Not bad.
Yeah,
that's a good rate. That moves fast, right? So.
And moves super fast. Like it's really fast. Then you got the Burning Chariots. Obviously, these guys have the Exalted Flamers on the back, I think. Yeah.
Basically, Exalted Flamers on a chariot. Right?
Yeah.
So.
I think this is pretty pricey for its points.
I don't think you ever see these.
Yeah, I don't really see a lot of these guys on the table. Then we got Exalted Flamers. Between the two Exalted Flamers and Flamers of Tzeentch, I think the Flamers are much better.
Much better.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I would just go to the Flamers of Tzeentch instead of the Exalted Flamers of Tzeentch. So Flamers of Tzeentch, they have Warp Flame, once again 18 inches. 18 inches seems to be the sweet spot for Tzeentch, so get it within 18 inches of them and they're in the kill box, I guess. They get 3 attacks, 4+, 3+, and they do D3 damage. And if you take them in the Coven, they have -1 rend, right? So -1 rend, D3 damage. And then once again, this is just like blow you up kind of list. Add 1 to hit rolls for attacks made by units unit if the target has 10 or more models. Add 2+ if the target has 20 or more models. So great horde killers. Add 1 to the hit rolls for attacks made with this unit's warfire when they're wholly within 9 inches of friendly Exalted Flamers. So maybe I don't think you need that.
No, what you do, Rahul, is you have them bouncing around with a Fate Master, and Fate Master uses his Lord of Fate, which basically gives you a 9-inch bubble of re-rolling hit rolls. So
nice.
3 attacks each, 4 up re-rollable, 3 up to wound, and rend 1, damage do 3. Does some work. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's scary. Christian is shuddering right there. I can see. He's scared.
I've had to play list of Flamers, and let's say Archeon did not make it past turn 1. So
it's tough, man. It's freaking brutal.
Yeah. Then you got your Horrors of Tzeentch. I don't know. Like this is like your core unit. Fully stacked is a 280 point unit, I believe.
No.
220?
228? 220, I think, right? 240?
Yeah,
220.
220, yeah.
Yeah, 220 points. But it gives you, for 10 miles, you get 50 wounds. So it's pretty nasty. Yeah. It's like a tar pit list. When it first came out, when I hit the horror unit for the first time, like I'll never forget the way I was. I was just angry. It was just like, when my Juggernauts got bogged down by 10 horrors. I was like, what the hell? 9 Juggernauts just got bogged down by a puny unit. But anyway.
Yeah, and imagine if you're in a where you can't retreat.
Yeah, no, it's stupid. You're just stuck.
It's just like, oh god, this is brutal, and you hate it.
Yeah.
And the Tzeentch is like, excellent. I want you to hate your life. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the units that changed the meta in the game for sure. You know, because of this unit, I had to change my list a lot. I had to go into MSU list so that I could pin down this unit and just let it fight against things that were low cost that could keep it at bay. So I consider this one of the units that changed the meta in the game for sure. But what do you guys think? Yeah,
220, well worth it.
Yeah, 220, well worth it. Can't go wrong with it. I'd take at least. I'd always take one unit in my list for sure to grab objectives and hold on objectives.
But to be honest, it's hard to run 3 units though. Like I only really run the 1. I wouldn't run more than, to be honest. I don't know if Christian feels the same way.
He runs 3.
You do?
Yeah.
You're sick.
Yeah.
Man. You're sick. You have Archon and then just 3 units. Oh my god. How do you have points for anything? And you have 8 Weaver? You have 8 Weaver too? No wonder you only summoned 2 Lords of Change in a Guild of Summoners.
Okay, then we got a Magister on Disco Tzeentch. Anything special about him, we?
I just enjoy turning things into spawn. That's what I like doing. So
yeah, but he's a pretty cool model. From a model perspective, he's pretty cool. I like the dynamic pose on him.
He's the one that came in that box of Tzeentch versus KO.
Yeah.
You know, where they got the dirigible suit guy versus the thing. It's probably not the best box they've ever produced, but it is what it is. So.
Yeah. Then you got a Magister Tzeentch. Once again, lots of spellcasters, lots of different abilities. Nothing of note per se. I don't know much about. No, you tell me.
Bro, curse him right there. It's right in front of your face.
Yeah, that's what I was going to. I was like, I was talking about the Magister. Nothing of note, nothing of crazy over here. But okay, tell me about the cursing of Tzeentch.
Well, I mean, he's amazing. I mean, number one, the model is pretty funny. I like this. There's demon that's coming out of his arm that's like whispering him. I think he used to be a special character in the old world. Whatever his name is. I don't know. You know the old world better than me. But basically, he can dispel, and if he does dispel, he can immediately attempt to cast that spell, and you cannot dispel that subsequent casting. So you want to come at me? Fine, I'll try to dispel it, and if I do, I'm throwing it right back in your face. And you better hope that that I don't get it off, because it's basically free, right? So so it's kind of scary, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's 160 points though. Is he worth 160 points?
It's a 2-caster.
2-caster, 160 points.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He also can learn spells too.
Yeah, I guess so. 160 points. Yeah, okay.
So you can learn the spell and then use it right away to cast it. It's like, all right, I'm learning Hand of Dusting the Gash right now.
Yeah, but he moves 5, so he's not super quick.
It's a 24-inch range, and that's why Umbral Spell Portal is almost mandatory in this list. You know what I'm saying?
If you take that, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Who doesn't take Umbral Spell Portal? You want to extend that power, right? Don't you?
Yeah, I understand. If you're playing a super magic heavy army, yeah, sure. I don't know. I'm not like I said, I'm not an expert here. So, and then you got the Eyes of 9. Anything special about these guys?
Just some Shade Spire shit, man. Don't worry about that.
Okay. Village the Curseling is what Ivan says. So Village is the old model from the old world. So definitely. Thank you very much, Ivan. Then we got all these Voltermus, the Ice All-Seeing, and then here's your Fate Master. So take us through it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, if you look at this thing here, right? Look at this Hovering Disc of Tzeentch, right? So you add 2 to save rolls in melee against non-monsters or non-flying.
2+? Yeah.
So you put up to 2+, right? And it's like, okay, I'll give myself Mystic Shield, and then good luck trying to, with your Daughters of Cain witches, trying to do anything to me. Right. So I'll throw them right in there. I don't give a shit. What are you gonna do? Nothing. It's really not going to So he's really good with that. So like if you want to tie up something like say Flesh Eater Court, like zombie, whatever non-flying things, that'll work. The other thing is really magic. Boom, 4-up, ignore magic. Amazing. That's so good.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is really this command ability. So, gets to do a 9-inch bubble of re-rolling to hit. So all three things is just amazing, right? Thing is, he's not a wizard himself though. So that's the only downside. So if you're taking Guild of Summoners, you're like, well, why am I
He has
taking this non-wizard?
120 points too, so he's pretty good.
Yeah, cheap. He's cheap, yeah. And he moves so fast. Like, look at him, 16 inches.
Yeah.
Right? Come on. So, like, you're not going to be able to avoid this guy. He flies. Like, what are you going to do? Right? He doesn't kill a lot, right? But that's fine. He doesn't have to. He's a sport dude. Love him.
Amazing. Yeah, pretty good. I like him. I like him a lot. Pretty good. Then we got the Ogroid. This guy is not very useful right now.
Yeah, skip.
And then we got Kyric Acolytes. We'll skip them because we don't.
Good choice.
Got Zango Skyfires. So the Skyfires went down a lot, right?
I think they have gone down. I don't know, Christian. Have they gone down in points? I think so. They used to be like stupid.
Yeah, they got. I think they recently got the points adjustment. This one is Skyfire, so 200 points for 3.
That is cheaper than it used to be, but
Yeah.
still too expensive. Probably.
Too expensive. Considering that Zango, yeah,
Removing the demon keyword really hurt them.
yeah, because you can pull
they can't
them back,
pull
right?
bionics.
Yeah,
Yeah, and they can't get all the other buffs too, right? So it's like,
yeah.
They really they figured out the tech.
Now this spawn is really good. Like especially I find that with Tzeentch, like bringing out spawns is just amazing because you get them for free and they do so much havoc. So yeah, like the spawn, he gets 2d6 attacks, 4s and 4s, nothing special, but the fact that you get him for free is amazing, right? If you roll a double and determine number of attacks for freakish mutations, add 1 to hit and move roll, so potentially 3s and 3s. It's just amazing when you just get him out. You do some wounds on a unit and out pops a spawn, and now you're in combat with a spawn. Amazing. Then you got the Zango Shaman. This guy's really good if you're taking any of the guys on discs because he gives them, I believe, +1 to hit. What? Yeah. So +1 to hit with attacks made with ancient spears and vicious beaks by friendly Zango enlightened units, while wholly within 12 inches of any friendly Zango Shaman. So really good. Give them more reliability. And you have Zango Enlightened. These guys are the heavy hitters on the beast side.
They're not beasts, man. These are disciples.
Well, it says Beast of Chaos right here in the
I don't know, but like they are considered.
Well, the Beast of Chaos in the Tzeentch side. So I'm not saying anything that's not true. That says very clearly on the skull, Beast of Chaos.
Is it
So yeah, so Zango Enlightened. I love the models. I love the look of these models. They're pretty cool and they hit really hard. But I don't know.
Any of these guys, Christian?
No,
Sorry?
Christian.
You ever use any of these enlightened or what?
No.
No. Oh, okay. You're a hater.
No.
No flying goats. No flying goats for Christian. He hates goats.
I don't know. I think with behind a horror unit, these guys would come. If you have horror screens, these guys could become really effective.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
why do that?
What do you mean?
Well, I guess you could use brimstone horrors. Sure.
Not
That's
brimstone,
what I
blue horrors even. Blue horrors that will split to brimstones. It gives you a reliable screen.
Sure.
Then you got Zangors. I think when I look at the Tzeentch build, I mean, there's the typical build that everyone does, which is the flamers, the horrors, and ultimate damage there. But there's also like the beast side that is has really cool models, and you can get a pretty nice build. I don't know how effective or competitive it is, but I might explore this moving forward just because I really like the model range. So.
Rahul, the problem really is that these models are extremely intricate, and to paint one is like explosion of your soul. Just being like, oh god, how many points is this? 7. How many more of these I got paid? 200? No more.
I'm not talking about the Zangors themselves. I'm talking about the Enlightened on discs. I'm talking about other models.
Same
so.
thing, man. Enlightened, it's all detail, man. It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Okay.
Pink horrors. Easy. Pink dip. Done.
So, you guys, have you guys used any of the endless spells from this army before? Have you encountered any endless spells?
I've used the tome before.
Yeah. So, do you know anything? I heard a lot. I watched a couple of battle reports where the burning sigil of Tzeentch is used, mainly to create spawn.
I might consider them only, but the problem is that there's only 3 endless spells you really can have. So, when I have an Umbral Spell Portal and a Balewind Vortex, that already kind of eats up 2 of my slots, right? So, I really want a Darkfire Demon Wraith, so I'm not gonna. I haven't used the Tzeentch ones.
Okay.
But what about the tome though, Christian? Tell me of the tome. What about the tome?
I just like the reroll for casting for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then if it's a 2 or 12, the spell is automatically cast. But you do suffer D3, but it's just like an actual thing. I used it for a couple games and it was like whatever, but that's what I liked about it.
Have you ever done this kind of bullshit thing with the tome? So what you do is you cast the tome, right? Like let's say it's turn 1, right? You cast the tome.
Yeah.
You place the tome, and the funny thing with the tome is, Rahul, the tome and the caster become one model, right?
Okay.
So what does that mean? It means that when I put the tome down and I maybe put it in front of me by, I don't know, what do I need, like an inch or something like that, or however long? Yeah, an inch. But then I have the base of the length of the base. It's kind of giving me an extra couple inches there to cast some bullshit that you thought you were, because it's 18 inches. So maybe sometimes you're 18 inches away from each other. But now that I have the tome, I'm like, hello, Dolly. Now I'm in range because of the stupid book with eyes on it. It's like, yeah. It's like, because you didn't know that you were in range of the book because you never casted the book. And you're like, well, it's just a stupid book. What is it going to do? Right? And then you're like, what the hell? This is bullshit. So, have you done that? Yeah. It's a way of just giving you just a couple extra inches of threat range,
Yeah, so that's why we have Z. We have here. He's always breaking the book, but that's okay.
Can you combo that? Can you combo the Tome of Eyes with a Balewind Vortex?
I don't know.
But you can only cast one endless spell per turn, right? So you'd have to wait till the next round.
But what I'm saying is, like, let's say you do have that up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you have a Balewind and then give yourself a Tome? And you kind of give yourself an extra 6 inches off the Tome.
Well, not really, because you're only getting that 6 inches after the person that you're playing, like when you bring the Balewind out, you gain your inches, right? You gain your 3 inches or whatever it is because of the width of the Balewind, right? And then your opponent already knows. Yeah. So yeah, I guess you could surprise your opponent twice because he backs up a bit, maybe to get out of range, and then put out the tome, and then you're still in range again. So maybe.
No, you do it Balewind first. You get on top of it.
Yeah.
You've gained those inches there, and then you put the tome on, and you add that to the front of the Balewind. And
yeah. So then you're getting like 6 inches or more to your spell.
Just
maybe. It's a lot of points, though. I mean, you're investing a lot of points there, which is Wee's favorite thing to do. Just for one trick. Come on, dude, get out of here.
You could combo it with spell, dude. You turn 3.
Yeah, so there you go. Balewind. Let's just see how many points we got now, and all these endless spells on the table. Okay. Yeah, so that kind of brings us down to the end of the book. So, do you guys have any? So let's go with Christian. Talk to us about your Tzeentch list and what makes it tick, why you've had a lot of success with it, and yeah, take us through your list.
So my list is Arcanon, with the Arcanum Infusion, so to give him the +1 to hit, +1 to wound. Then I take the Chaos Sorcerer Lord with the Mark of Tzeentch because he can give Ocular Vision to Archeon. And so I'm re-rolling all saves with that. Plus, for his spell, I started now taking Arcane Suggestion. I like giving the +1 to your save because it kind of makes Archeon have like extra rend almost. And because he's like a giant, like the Death Star list kind of thing. So a lot of this is circling around him. So I do that, and then take Kairos as my third hero. Just having the dice change, more spell, like the spell power and everything behind him is good. And then that's backed up by 3 units of 3 10-man units of Pink Horrors each, but as Pink Horror. And basically with that, I have, because each Pink Horror can cast a spell, so that's 3 spells. Kairos can cast 3, that's 6. The Sorcerer can cast 1, 7. Archeon can cast 2, so there's 9. So if I roll perfect, I can get a Lord Change first turn. And then also from the enemy rolling the attack can help me as well, depending if they go first or not. But yeah, the whole list is a big power up on Archeon with Kairos to take Arcane Transformation and always give +1 to his Slayer Kings, so that's at 5 attacks. And then, like I said before, I always try to get the agenda, Reckless Abandon, to give +1 to all his other, all his melee weapons. So now Slayer Kings has 6 attacks. Drogar's Claws has 3, and it's just a very good amount of damage with, I'm 2s and 2s. I'll use a command point to reroll 1s. So basically anything I, fly into, he's gonna basically get rid of. Like, I played, what's it called? Against Giants a couple weeks ago, and I killed it has 35 wounds. I think I did 37 wounds to it in one round of combat, fully buffed up. So it does a lot of damage, and then having the 3 squads of pinks, I can just sit on points, and now you're going through 150 models while Archeon and Kairos and the backup from the other Lord Change that I always summon is just doing all the damage. So it's worked out for me, and I think Ocular Vision is a huge thing though. That's what really keeps Archeon alive, and a lot of players, they either sink everything into him, which now the pinks have taken the points. It's a lot easier to kind of control the game when they're all focused on Archeon. And then if they do leave him alone, now I just get free reign of just smashing kind of whatever I want, basically. Like, I don't know. It's worked out.
I think Archeon in the Tzeentch list is super powerful with the Destiny Dice combo. It just it makes him so reliable in so many different ways. So 100%. So how many games have you played with this army now, Christian? Would you say? Over 50?
Yeah, I'd say 40, 50 at least.
Okay.
So
at least a couple more than me. I played 0.
And what would you say were your win percentages? Like 70%, higher than 70?
I'd say like 80 is fair. 80%.
That's pretty solid.
Like Gary Bash, I went 5-0. And usually, I'm pretty confident going into my games, and then sometimes it doesn't work out. But I would say my rate is definitely higher up than lower for sure. I can't beat you, but
I don't know. Have you beaten me? No, not yet.
No.
Not yet.
Lost to your Orc, lost to Corn twice. I think we've only played 3 games, 3 or 4 games, so.
Yeah.
One day.
For sure. I'm offended, bro. You haven't beaten me either.
No, how many times have you played you?
When I played Everchosen, and I think it was Everchosen, yeah.
And you played Nurgle before that, but yeah, that's.
Yeah, we're talking about the Tzeentch list.
I'm just saying,
we-
in general.
I think.
This was with Archeon.
Yeah, I remember when I met Christian. I met him at a tournament at X Planet, and at that time we were repping Conquest. Christian was like, was playing Ever Chosen. I remember his game really well because I kind of baited him to the middle, and he fell for my trap, and I was like, "Oh, I got you." I remember his list, and then we got to talking, and then he joined Conquest. So I think it was awesome. But I've always remembered, and I've always held like Christian to high regard because he's always stuck to one thing, and that's Archeon. He's no matter what he's built, like no matter what he's taken, Archeon had to work. So he suffered through the phase when Archeon was not as good and didn't have supporting cast around him to now, where with Tzeentch he's got a really good supporting cast. And yes, I know you're shaking your head, but I mean,
Archeon was the best.
I don't think so. But anyway, the only reason your list was really good was that mammoth. Okay, that mammoth made your list awesome.
No way.
Yeah, 100%.
So important.
No,
Swinging Archeon was good.
No.
Double swinging Archeon was good, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I put everybody in the sword. Everyone went in the goddamn sword. So it was just,
what about you? Have you played Tzeentch before, or you haven't played that? Like, I know you had some couple of cool builds.
Yeah, there was like some test games back when things worked different pre-book. So it was the old book, so it's not really applicable. But when I'm batting around is using more smaller characters than what Christian uses. You know, like Gaunt Summoner. The one thing that there's two things that we haven't mentioned so far in terms of scrolls that are important. I think one is Marauders. Tzeentch Marauders add really choppy elements for not a lot, and they're only on 25 mils and like 400 points for the number of dudes that you get and how fast they are really good. And the other thing is really, I use Bellacore.
Yeah, so I was if there's one thing I would do to a list is add Bellacore to it, like just to that, because now you're really messing with your opponent's with your opponent's turn. So you got Fate Weaver, you got Bellacore, Blue Scribes, and all of a sudden you're really messing around with your opponent. Like you're causing your opponent a lot of havoc.
Yeah, exactly. So I like that kind of more techie stuff, and and he still casts. And I have a Darkfire Demon Rift because that guy, that endless spell really does a lot of mortal wounds when you get close to the Tzeentch. It's kind of scary, and he's able to cast that, including the Gaunt Summoner. So it gives me kind of redundancy there, right? So because he's Slaves to Darkness, so
yeah. No, definitely the combination of Slaves to Darkness and that's what what makes Christian's list really powerful. Is not just being inside the Tzeentch Battletome, but bringing in elements from the outside, like the Chaos Social Lord. You got Archeon in there, and just taking the advantage of the Destiny dice. So I definitely think the whole reason that Tzeentch is at top tier isn't just because it's solely based on Tzeentch Battletome by itself, but I think it's a combination of Slaves to Darkness, Tzeentch, Ever Chosen, all put together and making that powerful list. And the magic, the casting value, the ability to summon using fate points, maximizing your spell casting ability so you can maximize your fate points. You're still doing damage with your spells. It's not like your spells are being cast frivolously; they're not doing anything. But they're working double fold here, right? They're working as something in the game, and they're also giving you that extra summoning ability, so to bring in that additional unit when you need it. So
it's something you'd be doing anyways. They're not doing anything like that's counter to what you would want to do. Like you're trying to cast spells. It's like, okay, great. The only thing that it might be counter to is you kind of want your opponent to cast spells, and sometimes like you really don't want that spell to go off. So that is the only time it kind of works against it. But generally it's aligned with what you want to do anyway, so it's good.
Yeah, totally. Any other things you guys want to talk about this Battletome? So once again, we put this Battletome at the top tier with Seraphon. I still think that this Battletome is stronger than the Seraphon Battletome. From my perspective, in terms of how many other books it can mingle with, as opposed to Seraphon, who do have the order, units from order that they can bring in, but it's not as synergetic as I think the Disciples of Tzeentch book, right? So what are your guys' take on that? Between the two, do you still rate? Would you rate Disciples of Tzeentch higher than Seraphon, or Seraphon higher than Disciples of Tzeentch?
I think I'll go with Tzeentch higher.
Yeah. We?
Yeah, I go also higher because for me the bench strength of Tzeentch is higher, so the number of scrolls they have available to them is quite above even what Seraphon have. Which Seraphon have a lot. Like that's not like they have a lot, but for one faction, that's a lot of scrolls. That's almost Stormcast level, right? But Tzeentch can draw from other places to kind of zig when the meta zags, right? So they can kind of do. So it's good, and we're not even talking about like Beasts of Chaos, like Phantasmagoria, Fate, or whatever. Like it takes to like you can ally in stuff from them, and they get the mark of Tzeentch too, right? So
Warriors.
Chaos Warriors are great, right? So War Shrine, Rahul's favorite.
Yeah.
I'm not against the War Shrine. Doesn't do much for my corn list now, but used to be pretty damn spicy before.
Yeah, and you hated it back then. So what does that say?
Hated it? Why do you say those things? I don't hate it. I don't.
Like,
I'm a very listen. I'll be very honest. Like I don't look for trickery in a book. I just take models I really like and I utilize them as much as I can.
That's why you can't. That's why you can't play Tzeentch, bro.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of models. Don't say that because you're just trying to trigger me. This is Wee's way of triggering me. It's like, Rahul, you don't want to play that. You don't want to do this because he knows it's like a challenge. Challenge has been set.
Would I do that?
100% you would.
I'm hurt. I'm hurt.
Right?
I'm hurt.
That's how you got me back into this game.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe.
What do you mean? You don't know? Come on. Just get out of here.
I can't predict your rule. You're a wild card. You're like Christian, Christian, I never know what he's going to come up with. He's going to come up with something crazy. He's going to tell me he's going to play like, 15 Varangard army or something like that next. And it's like, I don't know. You're going to do it.
15 Varangard? No.
You can.
I know.
Yeah, the empty throne, right? You can do it.
Yeah. All right. Any last things to go through? Wrap up. Did you guys see any? I don't know. I know Bulldog Hammer has a battle report with Christian that came out, and I think there's a new one coming out in the next couple of days as well. So check out the link. I have the link in the description below on the previous battle report, and then when they release the new one, I'll put the second link up. Other than that, everyone's getting ready for Christmas, the holidays, the break. So we won't be back for 2 weeks. We'll be back on January the 8th for our next show. So was there anything that you guys want to talk about in wrapping up here?
The only thing I'll say is Merry Festivus for the rest of us, and I hope that Christian and Rahul, you and your family are all having a nice holiday, and everyone stays safe.
And I hope Chloe has a great first Christmas week. And Christian, I don't know your young one's name. Yeah, Christian too is having a first Christmas, right? For your child as well. Yeah, both of you. Congrats and have a great holidays, guys. And thank you so much for doing this with me. 6 weeks we've done this straight, and it's been awesome. And we'll be back to do it again in the new year. And I hope you guys are all back with us. So, thanks once again. Have a good night, guys. All right. See you later, man. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.
Yeah.